to Touchdown Labs. Today, I'm covering Joe Milton. And this is why I think he can be a potential fantastic QB2 for the Dallas Cowboys. This one play shows Joe Milton avoiding multiple rushers, and he's still able to use his strong arm to sling the ball into the end zone. Like, comment, share, subscribe, guys. Another film session from your boy. Now, let's go through Joe Milton here. Cowboys give up a fifth round draft pick, and swap for a seventh in order to get this quarterback. And what I'm going to show you here is look at him avoiding the pressure, getting out and being able to find his target and get the touchdown. Unfortunately, this touchdown was negated in this game, but this is a Week 18 game against the Buffalo Bills where he is showing that he is potentially the next poor man's Josh Allen. Stats going to come up here real soon on how fantastic he actually was. In his NFL debut, Joe Milton III completed 22 of 29 passes for 241 yards, 7 for 7, targeting in-breaking routes, the best since Tom Brady. Okay, so that's quite a stat to have. Now let's go ahead and analyze this. He's getting out of the pocket here. He's playing within himself and fairly accurate here, right? So we saw that stat there where he almost has 114 passer rating this game. Once again, I'm going to say it's a Week 18, so he's not going against the starters of the Bills. They're resting for the playoffs, but he does have a couple of weapons here, right? Kendrick Bourne on the outside, Booty as well, touted LSU receiver. He has Austin Hooper as a tight end. So let's see what he can do during the game. Don't be so judgmental. Look at the film. Let's get in the lab. And I love how he's setting his protections here. He understands what's going on. You can see him look, get his reads, and get the ball where it needs to go. Slowly creeping his way into the red zone here as well. And I just want to go ahead and go back to this. So this stat here, Milton completed his first 11 consecutive passes on the day with a plus 22.5 completion percentage over the expected, was the second highest by any quarterback in a game this season. So yes, he's going against scrubs. What are all the arguments against Dak Prescott in garbage time? You cannot go ahead and discount what he's doing on an NFL level. So I just want to start with that and have you guys understand why Patriots fans are a little bit upset that they're not really getting any compensation for this type of player. Now let's go ahead and go back to where we left off here. And we're going to highlight a couple of things. When it comes to Joe Milton, he's able to play within himself, right? The strength of him is he's around 6'4", 6'5", 244 pounds. He looks a lot like similar to Cam Newton type of stature, right? So he's setting the pocket and he's able to go ahead and go through his reads. And I think that that is the most important thing when we're discussing somebody like Joe Milton here and how successful he can be at the next level. Once again, able to get it to his target, right? And he's continuing to move the chain here, guys. And let's look at this from the other angle. He has a good pocket. He's looking downfield. The rush is not getting to him. He's able to stay concentrated and continue to go through his read here. Steps up into the pocket, lets the ball fly, and that's a fantastic throw, getting them almost to a first down. He played every single snap this game, so it's important for us to take a look at this from a front to back, right? We want to see how he starts the game, how he ends the game, and this game ends up being extremely close as well. You can see him here getting it to Austin Hooper. He's hitting a check down. We saw that first play. He does a lot more than that this game as well. Now, motions receiver out, trying to understand what the coverage is here, likely man, and he steps up into the pocket again. Little bit behind number 4, but number 4 is able to get that, and his team just pushes him into the end zone here and makes him really get to the 1-yard line with that effort, right? So we like to see that he's reading the defense. He's moving number 39 over to the other side, but unfortunately this throw is a little bit behind number 4. So O-line does a great job just pushing him in here and getting an actual 6-7 yards. So this sets them up, right? This sets them up to get a touchdown and get some points. And again, next drive, he's in here taking the hit, delivering the ball. So I think that's important for us to go back and just take a peek at, right? So let's look at him here. He ends up taking this hit, and he's able to deliver this ball to number 84, Kendrick Bourne, and almost get more than a first down there, right? So continues to go ahead, prove that his arm strength is there, and move the chains. Almost a first down there, just a couple yards shy. I like how he throws the ball with confidence. People say he doesn't have touch. Look at that throw. It looks like he has touch to me. He's putting it on the money in between two defenders. And something you guys will realize here as we go through the film as well is Kyer Elam is covering Boutte on a lot of these plays on the outside here. You'll see him number 5, actually. So that's another guy that'll be interesting to watch, and we can watch two guys at one time on film. He's usually a boundary corner on the outside, and he's having a tough time today as well, being targeted a bunch. So his technique is a little bit lousy in some of the throws. Now, you're going to look at this throw here, and you're going to say, Milton threw this cross body, right? And because he threw this cross body, it's not fair to say that this is a great play. This is something a coach would tell him and ream him out in the film room. Guys, Mahomes does this like on every single other week, right? So why are we going to bash a guy from running up into the pocket, finding this receiver, and being able to make a play to get a touchdown and get some points? I don't think that's fair. Let's look at this on the end zone copy here as well, right? He's able to break out of this and use his athleticism in order to secure this touchdown. So bad snap off the start. He's in here, moves out of the pocket, evades this defensive tackle, and just throws a dime, right? And that's his arm strength there. You can say Kyer Elam's part of that play as well. You can see his arm strength there just gets that ball into the right place at the right time. He's not somebody who has lazy arms, so he can fit these things into tight windows, although he does have some accuracy issues. They did not come up this game, but they've come up during his college tape and before that as well. So continuing on with him here, I'm seeing some great things, right? So little to no incompletions. Seam throw to Austin Hooper here again, rips it in between two defenders. We can go back to this one because I thought that this was actually a great throw. This is in between two guys, right? And he's able to just stack. He's able to stack first downs, and that's not easy, whether you're playing against backups or starters. I don't think his snaps are great either, but these are on-target throws. There's been one throw so far where he threw it to number 4, and that was behind the shoulder. Unfortunately, number 4 was able to get that into the red zone. But look at him flip out of the pocket here, and unfortunately, he does throw the ball away, but he has a check down option. He's able to evade the pressure, and athleticism, guys. Number 56 is not able to get hands on him, and he doesn't want it to throw it to number 4 to get him in danger, and he just throws it out of bounds. Makes a great decision there, in my opinion. Now, screenplay, not much here. Linebacker gets involved quite early. You can see, I think the right tackle did a really poor job kind of blocking because he should have shed his man and kind of let go and been involved there. Somebody else made a mistake. Now, moving on to the next play. He is decisive, right? So for this one, when I was looking at this myself, when we go to the other copy, he is actually staring down his receiver, but he knows where he wants to go, and likely this is his first read coming into the play, and they're just trying to get this first down and, like I said, continue moving the chains. He ends up making some great plays here, and the Patriots actually win this game. Another check down to Austin Hooper, and playing within himself here, right? So when we look at this, I know he is doing what the coaches are asking, and that's another reason that the Cowboys likely picked him up. Is he's an older player. He came into the league at 25 years old, so he's 26 now. And some say a weakness could be when he hits his peak of maturity and his NFL ceiling as well, because it's a little bit off. You'd like them to come in young at 21, 22 and kind of learn and do that, but maybe that's why the Cowboys took him, right? He understands where he is with himself. He's athletic, he's mature, and he's zipping this ball between 3 defenders here, right? So it's not like he's making poor decisions. He's actually getting the ball out quite quickly and getting his team involved. Another quick throw here, another quick out route to Austin Hooper, who's going to go ahead on this side. 48's not able to get there in time, and he's able to just get some routes, and that's an incompletion there. Not so much, Joe Milton's fault, but he's just trying to get the ball out quick. Here he's taking a hit, right? So we're going to go back to this one because I think that's important. He has that ability to take a hit and deliver a pass. Gets hit there on the money. There's a linebacker on this wide receiver as well, and he's still able to make this delivery and get the ball where it needs to be. He gets hit quite hard in the ribs there, and he's able to make this throw. Once again, there's a vicinity of like 4 guys there, right? So play action pass. Looks like they're just trying to get some yards and stop the clock. I believe this is early in the second quarter. And one thing I like about the Patriots game plan with Joe Milton here is they let him throw the ball quite a bit. He had over, 20 attempts here, 20 completions. So it wasn't like they went into this game. They don't really have a running game, to be honest. And here, just so close to getting the running back the touchdown there. Very, very nice throw. He can definitely work on this and progress, but I like how he started left, goes right, and tries to put the touch onto this ball to get the running back the option to pull it in himself and get that touchdown. It was right over the defender's arms, and I think that's a fantastic throw. Very comfortable here throwing it to Austin Hooper on these checkdowns as well. And honestly, guys, you take what you're given, right? So you can't bash a guy for taking checkdowns, making the right play, and just moving the chains here. Moving the chains. I've said it like 4 or 5 times. That's what I think he's fantastic at when we're watching this. And this is during a real game, right? This isn't preseason that we're watching either. Gibson here, little screenplay. They're able to retry that from, I believe they tried that in the first quarter and barely got anything. And he's able to get the ball out quick. Blockers are there. And it's just, quick throws, getting the ball out, moving the chains. Now, he has a strong arm. So when they spoke about these in-breaking routes and him being able to hit his targets, the velocity is coming off his arm, right? So he's taking these balls to the sideline, giving his receiver a chance, and only his receiver a chance to catch the ball. Something we're going to see here is he continues to march down the field, and he steps up into the pocket, and he's comfortable. I would describe him as a mobile pocket passer. Quite good protection in several of these plays that we've watched so far. And I would say that, while the protection's there, he's down to stand up in the pocket and even step up if he needs to and deliver the ball. And that's important, right? So he's not scared to make a decision. And these are the in-breaking routes that we were talking about, giving his receivers the ability to catch and get that yak. This is a fantastic throw. He doesn't really look anybody off. It's a play action, just sits there, sees the open receiver, decides where he wants to go, and gives him a chance to get some yards after catch. Honestly, he's playing within himself, playing within the scheme here. He's not doing anything crazy. I did show you that one play at the beginning where he did unfortunately not get the touchdown, and this one is a mistake, okay? So this one ends up being a legal grounding play, and I get it. Like, Milton's trying to avoid the sack here, and number 90 finally gets to him, and he wants to throw him down. This is a stupid play because this could end up being a fumble and a return for a touchdown. So I would say he definitely needs to learn off of that. But look at him step up here, stay alive, and this is the play we were talking about. Unfortunately, there's a holding penalty, spins out of this again, delivers the ball over here to the receiver calling for it, right? And number 3, fantastic catch there. Unfortunately, this hold here negated the whole play. You can see 70 holding him, and the ref ends up throwing the flag. But I'm just excited to see him, slip out of the defender's hands and deliver this ball. I think that's fantastic. It just shows you the potential this kid has when he's throwing the ball down the field. Like I said, really strong arm, and something in the scouting profile is you have to cover each piece of the grass with this kid because he can throw it to wherever it needs to go. Touch was an issue right there. I really think he could have made that completion. has a fairly okay pocket, some pressure coming in here, doesn't affect him. And like, look at this here, right? So I'm going to go back. The guy is right, defender's right in his face. And he just like literally casually taps him off, throws a ball there. Likely why it's inaccurate. He could work on that. That's no problem, right? So this guy's in his second year now coming into the Cowboys. Excited to watch this guy this year in the preseason. I know everybody was on the QB2 Trey Lance train. And honestly, this guy's more athletic than Trey Lance. And I think if we give him a chance, he can learn, right? So are you hungry for more NFL draft content? Like, subscribe, and follow our YouTube channel. You just heard it. Like, subscribe, follow the YouTube channel, guys. Fantastic film breakdown. I'll be back with another one. I'm going to be doing Jack Sanborn next, and I'll look at doing some of our other acquisitions as we get into free agency. Touchdown Labs out.